There are so many amazing things coming towards you that you do not see coming, okay? I have received way too many confirmations of this for my collective specifically. Big opportunities, big contracts, big deals. Like, this is big. This is not small, okay? Last year, when I was first making my channel and I was picking up on this energy, I didn't even truly understand where it was coming from, but it's starting to come full circle now when I said that we are going through a wealth transfer. First shall be last, last shall be first. And the righteous people, the good-hearted people, we are the ones who are going to be stepping into the front. We're the ones who are going to be taking over the music industry and Hollywood and all of that. Like, it's going to be completely different, okay? And I said in a video, I wish I knew which one it was. I was talking about how there are going to be people being snatched out of their positions. And as you can see right now, that is what's going on. A lot of people, and it's not over yet, are being snatched out of their positions so you can have a spot. And all these things that you have been going through the past year, past 2 years or so have been preparing you for this. It was hard. It was difficult. You were fighting. You were crying. You were screaming. You were asking why. But can you now look back and see? Or maybe you can't look back and see, but you will later and reflect on the fact that you have grown so much. You have gained so much strength and knowledge. Like, you have transformed your life. You have tapped into your creativity. You have removed them toxic people out of your life. You have broke bad habits. You could not get the reward you were supposed to get at the time that you wanted them because you were not ready for them. You may have still been struggling with addiction. You may have still been sleeping around with people who were not good for you. You may have been having friends or family in your life who were toxic. You may have been stuck at a job that you know you did not want to be at. You may have been doing a whole bunch of things at that time. Can you look back 2 years ago and think about who you were? Did you really deserve those blessings then? Did you really? Would you have kept them? Would you have done right by them? Would you have put your family and your bloodline in a position to have longevity? Okay, because it's not just about having the riches and the cars and the success and the fame and whatever it is that you want. It's not about having these things. It's about keeping these things, okay, and passing them on. I don't do anything without thinking about my future grandkids that do not exist, okay? That's the type of person I am. I'm thinking about kids that I haven't had yet, grandkids, great-grandkids. Like, I refuse to die until I have put my entire bloodline in position to be successful and happy and thrive. And that's just period. And I've always been that type of person. So when I go through hard times and I go through lessons, I'm going to allow myself to feel my feelings. I'm a go through it. I'm gonna feel hurt. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, but then I'm gonna get back right because I have a why, okay? And in life, you need a why, because if you don't have a why, life will eat you up and spit you out, for real. It's not a game out here. It's hard. It's a dog eat dog world, for real, and only the strong survive. So you better pull your strength from somewhere, okay? And whoever I'm speaking to, the viewer, I feel like a lot of y'all in my collective, a lot of y'all, some of y'all, no, but a lot of y'all, you are that type of person. You have that strength inside of you. You have changed and transformed over the last 2 years, and you are prepared to step into your role. So while these people are getting snatched out their positions, you're ready. You're ready to take their place, all right? And you're ready to do right by this place, all right? The world is really changing right now, okay? The world is becoming something different, and there's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of fear being pushed out onto us. It may be a great time to journal and do some inner child healing. Talk to your inner child. Get to the root of the issue, okay? Do not live in fear. They want you to be afraid because they want you to be at a low vibration. And this is the higher ups, and it's also people in your circle. They want you to be feeling low and down about yourself. Keep your heart chakra open. Keep your heart space open. Keep the love here. Be open and receptive to love in all forms. Like, stay grounded, because that is how you attract things to you. If you're feeling low, I always tell you guys, if you're feeling low and down, those moments are necessary, and there's a lot to gain from those moments. But when you are trying to call things into your life, you cannot stay there, okay? So use those times where you're feeling low vibrational and feeling you're feeling unworthy or you're feeling afraid. Use those moments to your advantage, okay? That's the time, at least for me personally, I like to ponder, I like to think, I like to journal. I like to really listen to whatever the voice in my head is telling me, whatever God is trying to tell me, whatever my inner child is trying to tell me. Like in those moments that I'm feeling low, I listen and I observe and I'm connecting with myself. And once I'm ready to reemerge, kind of like the phoenix rising from the ashes, kind of like transmutation, right? When I'm ready to emerge, I'm preparing myself to step into a new energy, but I'm taking everything that I learned from those low moments with me because those are necessary. And it's helping me through this new journey. Okay, does that make sense? Those lessons are important. Those low moments are important. Just take them with you and don't let them go to waste. Okay, for those of you who are going through a period of isolation, do not let your isolation season go to waste, honey. That's not a time where you're being punished. That's a time where you're being reborn. Okay, my daughter makes me read the very hungry caterpillar to her like almost every night. It's kind of like that when you're going through your metamorphosis stage, when you're in your cocoon. That's the isolation period. When you step out of your cocoon, you should be thriving. You should be that beautiful butterfly. You should feel amazing, but it's everything that you took with you through that journey and that process that helped you become this. But only those of you who are doing your shadow work and the inner child healing and your meditating, going to therapy, eating good, sleeping if your body is telling you to rest, whatever it is your body is telling you to do, it's those of you who actually do that are going to thrive and have the biggest wings, okay? Even in the very hungry caterpillar, he was eating sausage and cupcakes and lollipops and all types of stuff, and then his stomach was hurting. And he was like, all right, that's not for me. I'm not supposed to be eating all this junk. I need a nice green leaf, okay? The color green, the heart chakra. I need a nice green leaf. This stuff is not working for me. He learned his lesson. He ate the green leaf and he was like, all right, now it's time for me to cocoon myself and go inside my little bubble, inside my isolation period. And then he popped out and he looked really good. Okay, so that's what it's going to be for some of y'all. But do not let the isolation period go to waste. It's like you're doing a deep dive into yourself. Okay, you're diving very deep. You're getting down dirty. All right, but the point is not to necessarily just erase all the stuff you find when you dive. It's to bring it with you up to the surface. Okay, and that's where transmutation comes into play. That middle, that in between time, that void between you diving and the surface, the process of you swimming back to the surface, that is the void. That's the in between time. That's you taking everything that you experience up to the surface with you, and you take that first breath and it's like and now we're grounded, and now I feel whole again, and now I feel good, and now I feel like myself. Okay, and you're gonna go through that process a lot. You're gonna repeat that process over and over and over again, but it's okay. All right, because every time you repeat that process and you reemerge, you are becoming better. All right, but be grateful for the journey. Be grateful for the lessons of the experience. Life is never about a destination. There is no final destination but death. And even for a lot of us, we don't even believe that's the end either. It's about the journey. It's about the experience. It's about every little moment. Like, really try to stay present right now. All right, stay present. Don't worry too much about the past. Of course, when you're doing shadow work and you're intentionally trying to heal certain things, you are going to dabble in the past, of course, but don't look back with regrets, and don't look back with shame. Look back with the intention of learning more about yourself and becoming better. Okay, and as far as the future changes all the time. It's not something that you really need to stress about. And I heard this, and I don't know if I can quote it exactly, and I don't remember where I heard it from, but something along the lines of, when the path ahead of you is clear and you can see nothing, that's how you know you're in the right place. That's how you know you have arrived and you're exactly where you're supposed to be. When the future looks uncertain, when you don't really know what's ahead, you have an idea of what you want, and you can feel something coming that's powerful. So whatever it is, you know is powerful, but you can't exactly see what it is. That means you are in the present, which is exactly where you're supposed to be, okay? So remember that as we start this new month, a new journey, new season. Happy April, happy Aries season, even though we're really waiting for Taurus season. Remember that, and do not beat yourself up if you feel weird right now, or you feel like something isn't right, or you feel like you blocked your blessings. You didn't. Or you feel like you're slipping back into the old version of you. You didn't. If you're feeling angry or sad, or maybe you did things or moved a certain way from a version of you that you've already healed from, none of that matters. You did not destroy your journey. You did not destroy yourself. Those are just probably things that you need to purge from. Those moments could happen just to even remind you that you are a different person, because if you think about it, there was a time where you did certain things, whether that's drinking alcohol or, I don't know, using profanity or indulging in things you're not supposed to. Whatever it is, it'll be different for all of you. There was a time you did those things and you didn't think anything was wrong with it, but now you do. So sometimes we slip back into those old versions of ourselves, and we feel bad, but that feeling bad is not a bad thing. It's a great thing, because that shows that you have grown, you have changed, and it's showing your perception is different. That's a reminder of your growth, okay? The old version of you went and gave 2 F's, okay? So don't feel bad. Rest when you're supposed to rest if you feel called to. Speak your mind if you feel called to. Like, really listen to yourself, but also, all right, don't be impulsive. We are in Aries season. We are in Mercury retrograde. Aries people are very impulsive, okay? So yes, because we are in this season, we want you to speak your mind. We want you to speak your truth. We want you to exercise that throat chakra. Yes, we do want you to do that. But try your best to think before you act and think before you speak, okay? Especially for the next 24 days, okay? Really try to do that, all right? And that's gonna come easier with meditation and isolation. And it doesn't mean that you just say F everybody and you don't talk to your family and your friends. It just means that you really need to make sure you know what's your voice and what's not, what's your energy and what's not. You will be rewarded for that, okay?